Hi, welcome to my channel, Warbow KTB Archery. Today I've got a double Daylite, or should I say, I've got a double Daylite. So this is the Majesty, £50. I bought it June 2024, and this last week, I received this Monarq, Daylite Monarq, 53 inches long, £80. I bought it because I needed to find a gap between the 75 and 85 YMGs because I was struggling a bit with the 85. So I took advantage of the special offers that Daylite put out. So they had like a 10% discount offer with a code. I'll put the image onto the screen about there. And they also had an offer where you get a free t-shirt. So here is, I'm wearing my, can you see that? My Daylite t-shirt under my shirt. So that was also quite nice. So I'll be using this as my undergarment going forward for my archery. So today I wanted to do the first few shots and impressions of the Daylite Monarq 80. And I also wanted to just do a quick comparison to the Majesty. Originally, I thought that these two bows were going to be quite similar, except that one of them, the Majesty's got 3K carbon, and the Monarq has high modulus carbon. But when I've looked at them side by side, I've noticed a few differences. So, for example, starting from the Goja and the Yang Niam Goja, you can see that on the Majesty it is a touch slimmer and it has a much pointier Yang Niam Goja than on the Monarq. The Monarq has a similar kind of shape to the my Black Shadow, but the Majesty is actually got slightly thinner limbs and a pointier Yang Niam Goja. And on the reverse, when you look at the Goja leaves, the Majesty has a much more pronounced protrusion on the back, whereas the Monarq is slightly shallower, just like the Black Shadow. And I think this comes down as well down to, you know, the width of the limbs in general. I haven't measured them out, but I think there is a slight difference just visually, and on the arrow pass as well. So I've been really impressed with the Majesty. So given the special offer, I took advantage, and I basically bought the Monarq for the same price that I bought the Majesty with, which also had a discount on Amazon. So I'm going to try them out and see how they do. In terms of brace height, both bows are 53 inches. So let me just align the dogoji on both sides, so they're pretty much aligned. So you can see that the Majesty has a shorter brace height. The Monarq has a slightly longer brace height, and then at the end here, if we look at the Goja, I think the Monarq is slightly more aggressive than the Majesty. Let me turn around so we can see, compare. Again, align the dogoji. So all in all, both bows are pretty much the same length, but there are subtle differences between the two. I mean, it looks like the Monarq might benefit from a slightly longer string, but as far as I know, both strings are the same length. But anyway, so I'm going to do a bit of warm-up with the Majesty, and then do some warm-up, then do some shots with the Monarq. So let's go. Let's move the screen down a bit just to capture the draw curve. like I've said before, the Majesty is a pleasure to shoot. I think it's just got the right weight for me. It's smooth to draw, and it's, you know, fairly accurate for me. So it's always my go-to bow whenever there's a competition or anything, as it's not too heavy, and I really like shooting it. So, okay, now that we've warmed up, let's try the Monarch. So for the Monarch, I'm going to use my heavier arrows because it is quite a heavy bow. I'm not sure whether I've got the knocking point in the right place. It might be too low, so we'll see what happens. And this is going to be a short video because I'm running out of daylight. Excuse the pun. Oh, oh, Christ! Oh, catching my hand put me off a bit. It just buried that arrow in the target. Let's try again. Oh! Apologies. Gust of wind. Right, okay, let's try again. Wow, that is quick. Right. Oh no. Seriously. Okay. Right, one last one, and then we'll have a look at the target. Let's hope no more wind gusts. Okay. Right, let's have a look. So that last one, I kind of it's gone a bit to the right, but I've got the same height on all three shots. So red ones are the Monarch, white ones are the Majesty. So these are my first, second arrows. That's the third one. Same height, but I've kind of rushed the third one. But they're okay. The Majesty, I wasn't really aiming. I was just warming up. But again, you know, 3 reasonable shots on target. So let's pull them out and then just see how they shoot. Right, back again, we're going to do some shooting with a view of the target. Those shots kind of went a bit to the right, so I haven't quite got my aiming point, and those were my first 3 shots with the Monarch. So let's try and see if I can get to see where to aim the Monarch. But wow, it's quick, so pay attention or you'll miss it. Right, so that's got a bit low. Let's try and correct that by going a bit to the left and a bit higher. If I can remember where that was. Okay, that's gone higher. Right, let's try taking it to the left a bit because it's still more or less the same line. Put my foot forward, actually, that might help. Okay. This is a serious bow. kind of regretting I didn't get the 85, but I already have an 85, so I need the step up. I don't need to make it harder. But wow, this shoots really well. Oh, that's better. So it's that 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last red arrow. Oops. Well, this is the one with a dodgy knock. Okay, let's try not to push it off. Oh, that was that felt good, yeah. Oh, one other thing. The Monarq, the grip on the Monarq actually does feel like it's suede or velvet. When I got the Majesty, it was definitely didn't feel like this. It felt like it was like some sort of bandage wrap. But this one feels a bit softer, smoother. So it is a good grip. So I haven't modified it. I'm going to keep it like this for a while. The only reason I modified the Majesty was because the cloth bandage grip in the summer with the heat and sweat got slippery, and it was starting to affect how to handle the bow. So I'm going to leave it like this until we get into next summer, and then see how it feels at that point, whether I need to put a proper jumpy on it or not. So let's collect and then shoot some more. I'm going to check the poundage on the Monarq. That's set to 0. I've got a close peg stuck at the 32-inch mark, so we're going to just try and draw it to 32 if I can, because with this it takes out a couple of inches, and then see what weight that is. Okay, here we go. Oh, crap. Okay, try again. It slipped. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's just shy of 32. And that's come at 96 pounds. Let's try again. My fingers got in the way and it pushed the peg, so let's move the peg a bit further up. There. Try again. That's about 32. So now that's measuring 97 pounds. So, okay, so this is more or less in the ballpark. And just to test the theory, I've put it down at 30 inches. Or is it 31? 30 inches, just to see what the weight is at 30 inches. It's supposed to be measured at 30, so it should be 85 bang on at 30. Let's see. There we go. And oh my goodness, 85.82. So, and I have gone a bit over 30. So yeah, so this is actually 85 pounds at 30 inches. So, wow, I'm impressed. Let's check the Majesty, see whether that does the same. I mean, so far it's been a mystery, trying to work out where bows are measured. So put it on this side again. Oops, there. Again on 28, 29, 30. So white tape is 28, blue tape 29, red tape 30, then white 31, red 32, and the other white 33. These are 35-inch arrows, I think they were. 34, yeah, something like that. Okay, let's try the Majesty at 30. Oh, this is so much easier to pull. And it comes in at 51 pounds, so that's fairly accurate. So that's one good thing for Daylite. They actually do give you a bow measured at the right poundage. It's not so much of a lottery. So let's do a bit more shooting with the Monarq. Again with my heavier 250 spine arrows, 350 grain points, 700 and something overall weight. So here we go. Bit high. I have to say this is quite manageable compared to the 85 YMG. 85 YMG seems much more of a stretch, but this feels quite good actually. Try again. Oh, my microphone came off. Just a sec. Let me sort this out. Okay, microphone's working again, I hope. That one went a bit skew-if. Okay, try again. Oh, that's spot on, that is. Oh, there's something very satisfying of shooting a heavy bow. It's I mean, even though I miss, I don't care where I hit. It's the actual physical act of drawing and releasing a heavy bow and just hearing it thwack, thump against the target. It's just feels really, really good. Oh, that was good. What, how many is that? 1, 2, 3. Should have another one of those red ones. Where are they gone? 3, 4, where is it? There. One more with the red ones. The 350 grain points. Oh, that was close enough. Let's try these. These are 300 grain points. Some of them more damage than others. 250 spine, 33-inch shaft. So let's see. In theory, this bow draws to 34. We'll see whether we can draw this to 33. And I haven't measured it at 33, so if it was 96 pounds at 32, it might well be 100 at 33. So let's see how far I can draw this. Oh, I don't think I got full draw on that one, but it's gone like a rocket. Let's try another. See if I can feel the point before I release. Oh, crikey. That was too close for comfort. Feels good. Feels really, really good. Shall I? These might be too light. No, let's not do that. These ones, 200 green points, 200 spine. These are in the 600 bracket. The strings on the Monarch and the Majesty, even though it's quite heavy powered, it doesn't seem to be too many strands. Maybe 22, 24, I would say, compared to the other ones. The YMG, the Cheonji, even the Mujin, they've got like in the 30, 32 string bracket. But this just seems very, very thin in comparison. Let's try the 200 spine, see how they shoot. I need to try and make a lot of torque with these because I don't want the vanes hitting the bow, but that seemed quite clean. Right, let's pick up. So, gonna wrap up now. The Monarch, Daylite Monarq, also known as in Korea as the HynmuGung, by Haneul Skybow Sports. This is one of the most popular bows in Korea. I've heard it said that, you know, in every competition about 30% of the competitors are using HMGs, and I can see why. It's a good bow, reliable, relatively cheap, consistent, and you know, performs well. This one at £80, it's a bit of a stretch, but it's not too bad. I'm now curious to see what the 85 HMG would feel like compared to the YMG, but let's not go there. But I think with a bit of practice, I can turn this into my regular bow, and then from there step up to the 85 YMG. Doesn't hurt. I mean, that last week I shot the 85 YMG and that was starting to get a bit on the sore, painful side. This one, I've shot it, shoulder's fine. I haven't really warmed up that much, but it's delivered. I've never, when I first saw the Monarch, I didn't really like this kind of a sort of wrap pattern on it. Depending on where you see it on cameras, it looked like it was like silvery, shiny, but it's actually got a bit of a kind of a copper sort of bronzed look. Yeah, more bronze than copper. And I have to say, I do like the bronze effect. It is, again, the same issue I've got with the Majesty. You know, the carbon kind of wrap makes it look too modern. But for me, I mean, the aesthetics, I'd rather performance over aesthetics, and I much prefer the more traditional birchback wrap. You know, even the SMG with its snakeskin wrap looks really good. But these are durable. You know, you can drop them in the woods, get them scratched, get them caught in the briars, and you know, it protects the bow, makes it waterproof as well. With the birch bark, you need to look after it, you need to oil it. Every time I take it out, I get a scratch, and that kind of hurts. Because every time you sort of look at, you try and oil a bow again, you notice new marks, and you can see the birch bark aging. So I love the birch bark, but it's not going to last forever, and you're gonna slowly see it deteriorate in front of your eyes over time. Something like this wrap, you know, will just last longer on the bow. So it's fine. Like I said with the Majesty, I'm going to see if I can try taking off the tape that we have here, and then try and bind it with serving string. I'd like to do this one in red. I like red as a colour, and I think red and black will really strike out. This one maybe with a kind of metallic bronze thread, similar to what I have on the YMG, would look good as well, I think. In terms of the aesthetics, I prefer the HynmuGung on the Majesty. It's nice, thin, pointier, slimmer limbs. The Monarch seems a bit wider, thicker. And it's similar to the Black Shadow. My favourite bow overall is the SMG, and that's got the tiniest HynmuGung. And the chail has got a tapers to the end, and it has a nice long one, and it's got a deep goja at the back ridge. So again, I like this. And the hoodies on the SMG, the chail, fit snugly into it. They kind of blend into the goja, whereas these kind of stick out a bit. So for me, these look a bit ugly, but again, it's just cosmetics. I would have loved to have got a HMG with a blue sticker there, certificate, but you know, this is the next best thing you can get. And as far as, you know, Korean bows goes, these are, you know, top notch. You know, these are, you know, like I said, 30% of competitors are using HMGs, so there must be that for a reason. Still got the original arrow pass that is like goes all the way around. So once this goes, I'll replace this with a bit of Stingray. But apart from that, you know, the bow's looking good. Got a little hair bubble there to string keeper, and I'm really happy with the bow, and I'm happy that I can shoot it. It's manageable, achievable. It's really fast, really quick. I brought the my chronograph today to try and see if I could time it, but as you can see with the wind, it's just too blustery, so I'll have to do that another day and see if I can get 2 or 3 bows done at the same time. Thank you for watching. This is my HynmuGung Daylite Monarq. So it's apparently the first one on the island. Mr. Kim Day had to add my location to his shopping cart system so that he could send me the bow, because they're not using DHL anymore, it's going through EMS. But delivery was still $5. It got to the UK within 3 days, and then it took a week to get to me because, you know, Royal Mail and all that palaver. But I'm really happy with the bow. What else? Oh yes, it came with 1 string and a cleaning cloth, a lime green cleaning cloth. I got a blue one with the Majesty, lime green with the Monarch, and of course until the end of the year they're giving off free t-shirts as a special offer while stocks last. So, you know, if you're thinking of getting one and you haven't, you know, getting a free t-shirt, keep you warm you know, it's a good thing. So, and this is not a promotion. I'm not being paid to say this. This is my review. I paid this with my own money, but I am very happy with it. So yeah. So bronzed. It's not silver. Looks does the business. Looks matter of personal taste, but you know, I've gotten used to it. So so yeah. So the only other thing I'd say is if you are looking at getting a bow, please get a Korean bow with a Korean handle. Don't get the rounded ones. They're not going to give you the good experience. You're not going to get the right grip. You know, they're not. They might be a bit cheaper, but for a little bit more, you know, get one with a proper grip. So thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.